Hello students, welcome to my class. In today's SAT geometry class, we will be doing special right triangle 45, 45, 90. This topic is really important from SAT because there are questions in SAT from this topic. There are two special right angles 45, 45, 90 and 30, 60, 90. About 30, 60, 90 we have discussed in our previous lesson. So you can get question in SAT from in different way. I will discuss the different way in which the questions are asked. Let us consider this first triangle. They will just give you this and this and this. This sign indicates, let us consider A, B and C. Then this sign indicates AB is equal to AC, which means if these two sides are equal, that means these two angles will also be equal. And this sign is for 90 degree, and sum of angle B plus C should be 90, and they should be equal also. So each of them will be 45, 45. In this way, this forms 45, 45, 90 triangle. In 45, 45, 90 triangle, if you compare the sides, you will find the sides to be in the ratio 1 is to 1 is to root 2. That means two equal sides which are opposite 45 degree, they are 1 is to 1, and the third side, that is hypotenuse, is root 2. So you have to just memorize this ratio, because questions we are going to solve using this ratio only. Now the second type could be, they will mention this angle 45 and this as 9, this sign will be there. So this sign indicates that this angle is 90 and this is 45. So automatically the third one will be 45, even if it is not written, because 90 plus 45 plus 45 only will make it 180. A triangle has a total of 180 degrees, that we all know. The third situation could be where they can tell you, give you a square and the hypotenuse, the diagonal is there. So if this is the situation given, and if this is A, as we know the sides of each side of a square they are equal. So this will be A, this will be A, and accordingly this and this also will be A. Then you can say this is in a square, this is 90 degree, and this angle is equal to this angle because these two sides are equal. So again this will be 45 and 45. So our diagonal here would be A is to A is to A root 2, because this is 1 is to 1 is to root 2. So all these multiplied by A will give you A is to A is to A root 2. So this would be A root 2. Now the question could be asked in yet another way. They can give you a circle whose center is O, and then you have one radius like this, OP and OQ. Again, as we know, the radii of a circle are equal, so this will be equal to this, and once these two sides are equal, these two angles would be equal, and if these two angles are equal, then that would be only 45, 45 each. So these are the different type of questions that you can get based on 45, 45, 90 triangles. Now let's take a look at few questions. Our first question is, find the remaining sides. You are given this. So this is 90 as I told you earlier, and this is given 45, so this has to be 45. Now sides are in the ratio 1:1:√2. So just write 1:1:√2, and the side facing 1 is 4. That means you have to multiply the other two sides, other two ratios with 4. 4 times 1 here will give you 4, and 4 times √2 will give you 4√2. So find the remaining sides. So this side is going to be 4 and this side is going to be 4√2. I hope it is clear how we find different sides if we know the ratio of the triangle, ratio of the sides of the triangle. Here is the second question. Let us try a little harder question. So here hypotenuse is 6 and it is given 45, 45. That means this has to be 90. Once again you have 45, 45, 90 triangle, which means the sides are in the ratio 1:1:√2. Now √2 is hypotenuse, which is 6 given. So based on that you have to find these two sides, and these two sides would be equal. So even if you find one of the sides, you can find the other two sides. If we assume these sides to be x, then we can say one corresponds to x, one corresponds to x, and √2 corresponds to 6. That means how many times is 6 greater than √2, or how many times is 6 to √2. So for that we have to divide 6 by √2, and 6 is 3 times 2 by √2, and if you cancel this you get 3√2. That means this is 3√2, which means we have to multiply this also by 3√2, and this 1 times 3√2 will give you 3√2, and 1 times 3√2 will again give you 3√2. So these two sides will be 3√2 and 3√2. Now just to check, once you have got this answer, whether your answer is correct or not, you can use Pythagoras theorem to verify the result. Pythagoras theorem says 3√2 square plus 3√2 square should be equal to 6 square. Now 3√2 square is 9 times 2, 18, plus 18, and 18 plus 18 is 36, which is equal to 6 square. That means the result that we have got here is correct. I hope my explanation was clear. As I keep on telling, if you have any doubt, you can ask the question in the comments. Here we have another question. Segment AC is 16 units long. B is the center of the circle. What is the area of the triangle ABC in figure shown? So area of the triangle is half times AB times BC. That means half times base times height. Now we don't know AB and BC, but we know these are the radii of the circle, so they must be equal, and this is 90. So we have these two angles equal, 45, 45. Again we have 45, 45, 90 triangle. So sides are in the ratio 1:1:√2. Now this is given as 16. That means √2 corresponds to 16. So again, as we did in the last question, we have to find these two sides facing 45 degree. They are no doubt equal. So let us try to find. So just we have to divide 16 by √2, which is 8 times 2 by √2. Cancel it, you get √2. That means it is 8 √2 times √2, that gives you 16. So multiply 1 by 8 √2 and you get 8 √2 here, 8 √2 here. So these two sides are 8 √2 and 8 √2. So half AB is 8 √2 and BC is also 8 √2. √2 and √2 is 2, so you can cancel this √2 and √2 with this 2. So you are left with 64 square units. It is unit given, so you have to write here square units. Whatever unit is there mentioned, you have to give that. So that is your answer for this question. I hope my explanation has been clear so far. If you liked my video, please do subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends, and I want to share that we conduct online classes for K-12, SAT, ACT, GRE, GMAT, these maths, Olympiad, math counts, MOEMs. Our website is math.scientutors.in and email is onlineteacher7@gmail.com. If you want online classes with us, you can contact on these two addresses. Thank you very much. See you in the next video.